Hi, this is Janine. I'm supposed to have these on. This is Janine, your Medicare agent, and I am coming to you today because I want to talk to my people that have Medicare supplement plans. Um, and you've been thinking about possibly going to a Medicare Advantage plan, but you really don't understand the difference or what it's all about. So this particular webinar is for you. I know during the annual enrollment period, which starts October the 15th through December the 7th, there's a lot of people, a lot of commercials, a lot of things bombarding you about Medicare Advantage and all of these different things. So I kind of want to, excuse me, to arm you before the season started so you can have some answers to whether or not you are interested in changing to an Advantage plan. If you are happy with your supplement and you have no complaints, then this webinar may not be for you because you don't really need to do anything. I know you're getting calls, but you don't have to do anything. If you want to keep your supplement plan, keep the supplement plan that you have, although you may want to look at your prescription drug plan because that does change every year. The formulary can change, what they cover, how they cover it, all that can change every year. So you may want to look into your prescription drug plan just to make sure that it continues to serve your needs. But for those of you who are interested in possibly changing to an Advantage plan, this webinar is for you. I do want to let you know that there could be, for your supplement plan, there is going to be an increase. There will probably be an increase in your premium, and it could be anywhere from 15 to 20%, maybe a little bit less. But keep that in mind as we are going through this presentation, because you cannot make a change. Say your renewal comes up and they change your premiums in either April or they change it in June or July. Well, you can't make a change to a Medicare Advantage plan at that time. So just keep in mind that your premium will be going up and factor that into your budget over the next couple months just to see if you may want to consider a Medicare Advantage plan. Another thing I want to point out is that with your supplement plan, right now, you don't have any type of prior authorizations. What is a prior authorization? A prior authorization is when you have to go to the insurance company and they have to authorize a procedure to be done. And right now, with Original Medicare, there are no prior authorizations for any procedure that you want to have done. But I do want to let you know that they are testing that in 6 states. There are 6 states now where they are testing the prior authorization. So that is something that may be coming to your supplement and your Original Medicare also. So just keep that in mind also. So let's go ahead. Let's get started with the presentation. It's not gonna be long. It's gonna be a quickie. But if you find that you have questions after you've seen this, please don't hesitate to call me. You can contact me at 313-472-5347, or you can email me at janine@lifestylesafety.com. Okay, so let's get started. So many of you don't have these types of any type of premium that goes with your Part A because you have already paid into the system. But if you haven't, that premium is going up to approximately $563. Now, these numbers that I'm giving you today are not set in stone yet, but this is what they're approximating that they're going to be. So the Part A premium, which many of you do not have to pay, is $563 a month. But the Part B premium, which most of you have to pay, is $206.50. So this is going to be the first year where your Part B premium that comes out of your Social Security check, if you receive Social Security, it comes out of your check each month. And this is the first year that it's going to be topping over $200. So keep that in mind as you are considering your budget also, because you're going to have to factor that along with the amount of your premium for your supplement plan. We're not going to really talk about enrollment because all of you guys are already enrolled. These are just some of the other costs for Part A that you have to consider. Many of you, because you have the supplement plan, you don't have to worry about any of these costs, except for maybe the skilled nursing once you get down to days 21 to 100, which is $214.50. Many of your supplement plans are going to take care of your Part A deductible, your Part A coinsurance, and the lifetime reserve days. So that's not something that you have to worry about, but I did want to make you aware of what it is. Again, the skilled nursing part is something that you do want to pay attention to. That's going to be $214.50, days 21 to 100. Again, factor that into your budget. And again, these are approximations as of now. Part B, deductible, is something that you guys do have to think about. The Part B deductible for 2026 is going to be $288. That is an annual deductible. Unless you have a Plan F, as in Frank, or Plan C, as in cat, you do have to pay that Part B deductible of $288. And you can no longer get into a Plan F or Plan C if you didn't turn 65 before January 1st of 2020. So that is something, and that's an annual deductible. It's a one-time thing. So that's something to keep in mind. And many of you with these supplement plans, again, your Part B coinsurances are going to be covered by your plan. So that's not something that you have to worry about too much if you have the supplement plan in place. So that's what your current plan looks like. Okay. So now right now you're on the left side. You have your Medicare Part A and B, your red, white, and blue card. You should have a prescription drug plan. If you don't, that might be something that you want to consider because you are receiving a penalty for every month that you could have had coverage that you didn't. So that's something to consider. And then you have your supplement plan. That's what you have right now. Now, what we are going to consider now is what a Medicare Advantage plan could look like for you. A Medicare Advantage plan is going to take your Part A, your Part B, and your Part D, and it's going to put it together into one plan, which is going to be the Medicare Advantage plan. So when you go to the doctor, instead of showing two cards, your supplement card and your red, white, and blue card, you're just going to show the one card. Another thing that you're going to want to consider on the left side, you have original Medicare, which is administered by Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. You have your Part D and your Medicare Supplement. Those are administered by private companies, insurance companies. Could be the same company, could be different companies. On the right side, with your Medicare Advantage, everything is going to be administered through that plan. So whatever plan you choose, everything is going to go through that plan. Your prescriptions, your medical, all of that is going to go through that plan. And so that's going to be an all-in-one. So what I like to tell my customers is that with the supplement plan that you're looking at, it's more of a pay up front. You're going to kind of know what's going on, what your fees are going to be. It's more predictable because you've paid your premium and you're not going to have a lot of co-pays at that point. You may have some depending on the plan that you chose, but you're not going to have a lot. On the right side is the Medicare Advantage. It's more of a pay as you go. What do I mean by that? I mean that as you utilize it, you'll pay the copay. So you may not have much of a premium up front, but as you utilize it, you will have to pay copays. One thing to know about a Medicare Advantage plan is that it does have a maximum out of pocket. So once you reach that maximum out of pocket, which changes each year, starts January 1, but it changes each year. Once you've reached that maximum out of pocket, then the insurance company pays everything for you at that point. Okay, so right now you're on the left side. We're about to consider the right side to see if that's something that you may want to do. Speaking of prior authorizations, Medicare Advantage plans already have those in place. So that is something to consider. That you may, for different procedures, not all procedures, but for certain things, you will need to have prior authorizations. So this is just a chart that shows you what Medicare plan you may have. If you have an F plan, once you've paid that premium, you don't pay anything else out of your pocket for the rest of the year. It's just your premium. If you have a G as in girl, the only thing you're going to pay is your Part B deductible. And as we said earlier, that's going to be around $288 for 2026, we believe. And once you've paid that $288, you don't have any more premiums at that point. Another popular plan is the N as in Nancy. Most things are going to be covered with that also, except for your Part B deductible, which is going to be $288, and any excess charges. You may ask me, now, Janine, what is an excess charge? An excess charge is, say that you go to the doctor and they charge you $100 for a procedure. But the Medicare approved amount for that same procedure is $75. Well, that $25 is considered an excess charge, and you are responsible for excess charges on the plan end. So that's something to consider. Also, with the plan end, you can have a copayment of up to $20 for some office visits, and if you go to the hospital, to the emergency room, it's a $50 copay unless you're admitted. So those are some of the popular Medicare supplement plans, and you probably have one of those plans. Another one is D, which you may have also. And D, you have to pay the Part B deductible, and you still have to pay those excess charges too. Okay. So let's get into this Medicare Advantage. So with the Medicare Supplement plan, which is what you have now, there is no network. So as long as the doctor accepts your Medicare, original Medicare, they are also going to accept the supplement that you have. Now, when you get into Medicare Advantage plans, there is a network. There's the HMO, and there's a PPO, and there's also an HMO POS. I'll tell you about that too. An HMO is where you, in many instances, you have to stay within the network. The only time you're going to go outside of the network is if it's urgently needed or emergency care, or you're out of area for dialysis or something like that. You also are going to need referrals for an HMO. With a PPO, you're going to have more flexibility. You can see doctors that are in the network or out of the network, but many times you're going to have to pay more if you go see a doctor that's outside of the network. Also, with a PPO, you don't really need referrals. So that's something to consider also. Now, there's something else called an HMO POS, which is not up here, but that one is sort of like an in-between. When you're in your service area, it acts like an HMO. When you're outside of your service area, that's when the POS is a point of service, as long as you can call the number on the back of your card and see what doctor is in network where you are. So you have to go to Florida, or you're in California, or you're enjoying Hawaii. Yay. You call the number on the back of your card. If you need to see a doctor, they can tell you a doctor that's in network, and then it will, any charges you have will act as in-network charges. So you do have a network when you're looking at a Medicare Advantage plan. So that's something to consider. And I know that's, different for people that have a supplement plan, because you're not used to dealing with a network. So that's going to be one difference that you're going to have to look at. Another thing to consider with a supplement plan, you have to have a separate prescription drug plan. With a Medicare Advantage plan, the drug plan is together. So if you have prescription drugs with a Medicare Advantage plan, you have to get it through whatever your plan has. It is what it is, kind of thing. For a basic plan, the deductible on that plan is going to be $615, and the maximum out of pocket is going to be $2,100. So those are things to consider too. With the Medicare Advantage is already built into your plan. With the Medicare Supplement plan, you may have to pay a separate premium for that, which you are accustomed to doing already. But I just wanted to point that out for you too. Some other things that and this is more prescription drug stuff too, but we have the prior authorizations that you may need. You may have quantity limits. You may have step therapy. What step therapy is say you're taking a particular drug, and then the insurance company changes the formulary and they want you to use a different drug. Well, they have to give you a certain number of days of your old prescription, and you transition into your new prescription. That's basically what step therapy is. They may want you, if your doctor prescribes something that's more expensive, they may want you to try some drugs that are at a lower cost to see if they work. and then if they don't, you move to the other. And then there's also dispense and limits. And that's going to be true whether you have a supplement plan or you have an advantage plan. These things can come into play. Let me go back. I do want you to know that there is something called a low income subsidy. So depending on what your income is, you may be eligible for this. And what this does is it will decrease your Part D expenses. So it may cover your premium altogether if you have a premium on your plan. It may reduce the amount that you pay for your co-pays. So if you think that you may be eligible for the low income subsidy for your prescriptions, you can go to the Social Security Administration. That's where you want to go to be able to sign up for that. And again, that's whether you have a supplement or you have an advantage plan, you can have the low income subsidy, or it's also called extra help. But that's something that you may want to consider if you think you may be eligible for that. For a Medicare Advantage plan and a prescription drug plan, there are star ratings. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services does star ratings. And with these star ratings, it kind of tells, they look at all of these different categories, and it's from 1 to 5. So that'll let you know whether people are satisfied with the plan, if it's they're paying, they're doing all the things they should do, customer service, all of those things, 1 to 5. So that's something to consider if you are considering getting into a Medicare Advantage plan too. Now we're kind of making a full circle. We're back where we started. So with the supplement plan, which you currently have, you're on the left side. And then on the right side, you have the Medicare Advantage plan. So if you are considering making that change, then I want you to get in contact with me so that we can discuss the options, because there's so many different Medicare Advantage plans. If you decide that you want to make that change, we want to make sure that you're making the right change for you and you're getting into the right plan for you. Now, something else to consider is if you leave your supplement plan and then you decide that you want to go into an advantage plan, you do have a guaranteed issue for a year to get back into your supplement plan. So you leave your supplement plan, you get an advantage plan, and you determine, you know what, I don't like this. I don't like anything about this. You have the ability to go back into your supplement plan with a guaranteed issue. And what the guaranteed issue means, it means that you will not have any type of medical underwriting. So that's what a guaranteed issue does. It gives you the ability to get back into a supplemental plan without the medical underwriting. So keep that in mind. Even if you do take the Medicare Advantage road, you can always go back if you don't like it. Okay. All right. So these are some ways that you can get in contact with me. Oh, forget that Detroit Medicare Center stuff. You can call me on that number, or you can reach me at janine@lifestylesafety.com, and I will be more than happy to help in any way that I can to assist you so that you can make the right decision for you and the right decision for yourself in 2026. I am here. I want to help you. It will be my pleasure and my honor to help you. And I look forward to talking to you. Have a great day and take care. All right. Bye.